The education department has lost dozens of employees the last 15 months. We've all heard stories about how some districts haven't even received basic ESSER funds. Last week they just lost their general counsel and their top accreditation person. Are you at all concerned, given this exodus of talent and experience, that they're going to be able to do their constitutionally mandated job?
I don't really follow. There's 31,000 state employees, and so when people are all the time, there's a lot of attrition. There's people moving out of state, those kind of things. So I don't really track specifically, resignations or people leaving different agencies. But overall, when we limit government, that's a kind of a good thing. I want to have fewer state employees than when I took over in 2019. That's a goal of mine. We're pretty much flat right now. But again, that's a separately elected, this is the way our system is set up. We have 11 different separately elected people running state government. And a lot of states don't do that. The governor appoints these different 11 separately elected people. And that's the better model, in my opinion. Running the executive branch, you have the legislative branch that writes the laws, but the executive branch in Oklahoma, we've set it up where it's really, you spread out. There's not one person in charge. And so there's some fundamental problems with that, in my opinion. But that's something I can't change. You'll have to take that up with those departments.
Have you had any conversations with your appointees to that state of education about this kind of stuff, like the spending, turnover, that kind of thing? Have you had any discussions with them?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. If I could control the boards that go on the different appointees, there'd be a lot of changes that happen. But what happens is that you still have people from Mary Fallon, probably Brad Henry's administration, on still some boards. So to answer your question, no, I have not talked to anybody specifically. But those people, when they get on there, you try to is my opinion, I try to put our values and Oklahoma values on the boards and try to find the very best people that have an interest and a business acumen in these positions, and then let them go do the best job they can to governance and oversee those. But I don't have any direct authority over those. They don't serve, most boards don't serve at the pleasure of the governor. Once they're there for 6, 7, 8 years, and 9 years in some cases. And you just hope they do the right thing. Again, when you have 400 different boards and commissions and unelected people running state government, that's also the problem that I see. When I first took over, if you remember in 2019, I said, guys, this is a weird system. You can't hire the head coach and tell them to go fix these different areas and then not let me hire my own offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams coach. And so I asked the legislature, and they gave it to me, the authority to at least hire and have the hire fire authority for 5 of the big state agencies. And we did that. Can you imagine? One of them was Department of Health. Can you imagine going through COVID? And I've thought about this now, how fortuitous it was that we got that done in 2019, because I cannot imagine going through COVID without alignment from your director of the health department. It would have just been a nightmare. You talk about fighting in the state of Oklahoma. So that was really so we could all be on the same team, and we could be pushing, because the governor is elected by all 4 million Oklahomans. People trust the governor then to put the right people in these different positions. But it would be great to overhaul a lot of these boards and commissions and align it. There's other states, Tennessee and Arkansas, and haven't researched all of them, that literally their cabinet runs all the state agencies. So in other words, the 15 people around there's only 15 agencies in state government. We've got 450. It is a very populist model that was set up years ago that we should take an honest look at how we set up the function of running state government, running the 31,000 state employees, and how that looks.
Governor, you have, just real quick though, I'd like to follow up on that. You have appointed all the members of the State Board of Education.
Okay.
And I know that you've had conversations with them when the Tulsa Public Schools accreditation situation was happening, right? I mean, you've spoken to that a little bit, that you had those concerns. So just to have you talked with them at all about things going on at the agency lately,
have not spoken to any of them lately on that. But you're right. When Tulsa Public Schools was closed for 355 days, I absolutely got involved and called them and said, guys, this is ridiculous. We've got to put pressure to keep our schools open, keep our kids safe. But I haven't talked to them specifically about what you were talking about losing an employee. That's just not something I'd get into.